Nobody saw this coming. Not tonight. Not ever. Across social media, rumors were spiraling faster than anyone could keep up with, igniting chaos that seemed almost tangible. Fans scrolled endlessly, refreshing feeds, trying to grasp a story so explosive it felt like it had jumped off the screen and into their living rooms. At the center of it all was Mena, whose name had become synonymous with speculation, whispers, and unconfirmed claims. According to online chatter, Mena had allegedly revealed that her child might be connected to Mendeecee. The rumor instantly put Yandy in the spotlight, as fans speculated about how Yandy might react, with everyone watching her every move. Comment sections exploded. Podcast hosts speculated non-stop. Longtime viewers of the love and hip-hop universe admitted they had never witnessed a stir like this before. Yandy was now central in every discussion, with speculation surrounding Yandy's emotional state and how Mendeecee would handle the news. Mena's name trended alongside Mendeecee, while fans also began theorizing about how Kirk and Rashida might interpret the unfolding drama, and how Scrappy and Bambi might respond to these swirling rumors. Every new post, every repost, every cryptic voice note amplified the storm. Social media users dissected screenshots, piecing together sequences of events that may or may not have existed. Mena and Mendeecee became focal points, while Yandy's emotional turmoil dominated conversation threads. Fans speculated on how Kirk and Rashida had noticed subtle interactions in the past, how Scrappy reacted privately, and how Bambi might have been pulled into discussions she never asked for, creating a ripple effect across every relationship connected to the main characters. Hours passed, yet the chatter only grew. Blogs repeated the story in a loop, each iteration more dramatic than the last. Mena allegedly confided in someone privately that Mendeecee was the father, and Yandy's reaction became a central part of online debates. Fans imagined Mendeecee struggling to process the news, while Yandy wrestled with heartbreak. At the same time, Kirk, Rashida, Scrappy, and Bambi were pulled into fan theories, each name repeated across timelines, posts, and discussions as the emotional web tightened around them. Viewers weren't merely watching, they were emotionally invested. Every comment, every imagined confrontation, every whispered speculation felt like participating in a real-life drama. When reports suggested Yandy had been blindsided, thousands admitted they felt a similar shock. Fans envisioned her voice trembling with disbelief, Mendeecee pacing nervously, and Mena's presence haunting every imagined conversation. Meanwhile, Kirk and Rashida were theorized to be questioning every past move, and Scrappy and Bambi were pictured caught between protecting themselves and confronting the chaos head-on. Then, the rumor expanded. Suddenly, attention shifted to Kirk and Rashida, with every past interaction scrutinized for hidden meaning. Had Kirk noticed tension? Was Rashida aware of a brewing storm? Fans dissected posts mentioning Yandy, Mendeecee, and Mena, speculating how they all might react. Scrappy and Bambi were imagined reacting with frustration or sorrow, their every move theorized and replayed in online discussion, as the narrative spun further into emotional complexity. Scrappy and Bambi weren't immune either. Fans speculated endlessly. How would Scrappy react if he heard about the claims? Would Bambi confront Mena directly or discuss it with Yandy and Mendeecee? Each scenario repeated their names multiple times, with fans imagining long, tense exchanges between Scrappy, Bambi, Mendeecee, and Yandy, while Mena, Kirk, and Rashida observed or offered advice. The interconnected web of emotion made each fan's interpretation feel like it could be reality. Meanwhile, silence from the main players made the storm worse. Yandy allegedly retreated from social media, seeking space to breathe, reflecting on years of emotional battles, and considering walking away from a marriage that included Mendeecee. Mendeecee's silence became part of the speculation, while Mena's involvement was dissected endlessly. Fans imagined Kirk and Rashida discussing private matters quietly, Scrappy venting frustrations, and Bambi sitting silently, watching the drama unfold, each name repeated across every fan post. The speculation became a layered spectacle. Mendeecee was imagined pacing the room, overwhelmed by disbelief, trying to decipher the truth from a storm of conjecture. Yandy's decisions dominated the narrative, with fans imagining every conversation she could have with Mendeecee or Mena. Kirk and Rashida were theorized as observing or subtly influencing outcomes, while Scrappy and Bambi negotiated their emotions. And then came the night of confrontation, or what fans imagined to be one. In a quiet house, Yandy stood facing Mendeecee, the tension between them heavier than the air itself. She spoke in calm, deliberate words, explaining that love alone couldn't mend something broken too many times. Mendeecee tried to find words, any words, but silence hung between them, filled with the ghosts of missteps, betrayals, and heartbreak. Mena's influence lingered, while Kirk, Rashida, Scrappy, and Bambi were imagined silently observing or feeling the fallout indirectly, their names echoing in fans' comment threads repeatedly. Fans imagined Mena observing from a distance, torn between stepping forward to clarify or staying silent. They envisioned Kirk and Rashida speculating on ripple effects, while Scrappy wrestled with private frustrations and Bambi wondered how public perception could twist reality. Mendeecee and Yandy's smallest expressions were dissected, while Mena's decisions, Kirk's observations, and Scrappy and Bambi's imagined reactions formed a complete emotional mosaic in the minds of viewers. As Yandy packed her bags, fans felt every fold, zip, and pause. Mendeecee watched helplessly, Yandy's finality clear. Mena's role hovered over the scene, as did Kirk, Rashida, Scrappy, and Bambi, imagined in multiple discussions, texts, and reactions. Fans repeated every name in imagining the impact of her leaving, making each character integral to the narrative tension. The narrative didn't end there. Fans flooded comment sections, debating motives, imagining private conversations, theorizing about next moves. Could Mendeecee reconcile? Would Yandy find peace? Was Mena fully honest? Kirk and Rashida became discussion points, while Scrappy and Bambi were analyzed for potential reactions. Every name was repeated multiple times in every imagined scenario, keeping the narrative intensely focused on the 7 main players. The story intensified as new social media hints appeared, vague posts about trust, betrayal, and resilience. Fans interpreted every detail as a reflection of the private emotional storm. Mendeecee, Yandy, Mena, Kirk, Rashida, Scrappy, and Bambi were woven into every rumor, every imagined reaction, and every whispered speculation. Hours later, the silence around the rumor grew louder than the rumor itself. Social media became a theater of projection, viewers imagining dialogues, heartbreak, confrontations, and reconciliations that may never occur. Yandy driving away, headlights illuminating the road ahead, symbolized not only departure but resilience. Mendeecee watching reflected loss and regret, while Mena, Kirk, Rashida, Scrappy, and Bambi were continuously imagined navigating secondary conflicts. By the time the night ended, the story had grown far beyond the initial rumor. Fans debated endlessly, theories multiplied, and the emotional stakes reached heights no single episode had ever achieved. Each character, Mendeecee, Yandy, Mena, Kirk, Rashida, Scrappy, Bambi, was central in every imagined scene, every comment, every fan theory. And as dawn approached, the ultimate question lingered. Who would speak first, who would act, and what truth, if any, would emerge from a storm born of whispers, speculation, and unconfirmed claims? For fans, the story wasn't just entertainment. It was a study in human emotion, perception, and the fragility of relationships under the public eye. Every decision, every silence, every post could spark another chapter in a drama that seemed destined to unfold with no clear ending. Mendeecee, Yandy, Mena, Kirk, Rashida, Scrappy, and Bambi remained at the center, repeated throughout every imagined scenario, driving the story forward.